I would say that we've lived here for about 4 years. And about once a year, whether it's by kids or farm implements, our mailbox gets nailed. And it's 1/4-inch soft boilerplate. It's not a little tin job, it's a heavy-duty mailbox. And this time it put a ding in it that makes it very, very difficult to open and close the door. So I bought a tool that may help in this situation. As you can see, I picked up the Bauer 20V grinder. And we're going to check that out today. I bought it specifically for this job. So let's see how well it does. Okay, before we go out, I think I should open this up and make sure everything is ready. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, the one where I demonstrated the Bauer battery-operated chainsaw, where I got the Oregon chains for it. I only have 3 amp-hour batteries. So, so what I need is one battery for now, and the other one's on a charger. And we're taking this apart. I did think it came with one blade, this grinder. Okay, here we go. Plenty of threads on this, which is good. Okay. Okay, this makes it so you can run the shield. Now, I don't always emphasize, because it's second nature to me, safety is always first, second, and third. So this little clip here allows you to adjust the shield on. Always keep it on. Always keep it on. That's just in case a blade falls apart, it'll help protect you to some degree. Now, this thing's got a lock up here that will lock it into place, and then this comes off. I think one of the disappointments that some people demonstrated in the reviews, that it takes a key to change out the blade. That's not a big deal for me. Nope, no blade there, no blade there. Let's see what it says. High performance, heavy duty, tool only, battery, charger, and wheels sold separately. Okay, so it is a separate situation. They could have put one wheel in. It's not a big deal because I got a whole bunch of grinding wheels. Aluminum oxide grit for metal, 1/4 inch thick. Okay. Let's see if I got one open that'll fit. This one happens to be a Harbor Freight. This is a cutoff wheel. I don't want a cutoff wheel. This is a Hitachi. Okay. Operating speed. Let's see. It looks like it's a grinding wheel. the way it's put together. Now here's a good idea that they mention, and it's a new one, so it hasn't been opened yet. We'll open it here. They suggest, and it would be true for any of the grinding wheels, run them a minute before you put it to work. In other words, you don't want it falling apart, so in case it got damaged in shipment or something like that, they suggest that you put it on, run the tool for a minute, just to see if everything's okay. And that sounds like a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. I'm not against learning something new. Now I'm going to take the other grinding wheels out just in case. And as I said, I've got 3 amp hour batteries because I'm waiting for the 8 amp hour batteries to come in. And I was talking to the manager of the Harbor Freight store that I go to. I've gotten to know him pretty good. He's a pretty good guy. His name is Sean. And he says that the 8 amp hour batteries are stuck outside of Los Angeles on board a ship. Everything's behind on getting everything into port, and there's a traffic jam of ships that's keeping things from being delivered. So we have a problem with getting the tools in and parts in because there's a log jam. I guess that the port entry is running at about 25% efficiency, so that really makes it a difficult situation. So let's see. We're running it for about a minute. That's a very good idea. There we go. Runs for about a minute. Now I got safety goggles and I've got gloves. I'm going to check the other battery that's charging to see if it's ready to be unplugged. I got one full battery. Okay, take a look at it. Battery is charged. So I got 2 fully charged batteries. Not only do I have the projects that I've started, that I plan to do, but because of other people, a lot of stuff's been thrown on top of me, so I'm way behind on everything that I'm doing. A good example is this mailbox. Now, because there is a broken tail light, there was one all the way around the mailbox. I think someone backed into it, but they knocked the mailbox over. They broke the cross beam on it, so I had to rebuild the cross beam, rebuild the bottom plate for the mailbox that's attached to the cross beam there, and took some time. But there's several different events that have happened that have put me way behind on things that I want to do. This is a very thick, heavy-duty mailbox, and if I had wanted to go back to the very beginning, I would have had to unattach the bottom plate here and then build a mold, because if you look right here, see if I can show it to you here, we have a crimp section here, and I can't get any tool in there to knock it out because I don't have any force to hit it with a hammer or anything, or stick anything in there that I could hit against to flatten that out. So what it means is, with the door, I have to we'll have to go through and shave a little bit off the door. Now, this grinder, this Bauer grinder, happens to be the third one that I have. The other two happen to be wired. And if you look over there, there's about 170 feet to the garage over County Road. So not only is voltage drop going to be a problem if I brought cords out, I can go maybe 150 feet for light duty work. I can't go 170, 75. Well, that's 177 feet from the door to the center line there. So we're talking closer to almost 200 feet here that we have to do. So just too much of a voltage drop for the extension cords that I have. And of course, it puts in jeopardy traffic that happens to be on the road. So, other than this thing sucking juice like a politician for donations, this is a pretty good unit. Some people said there wasn't enough power to it. Ample amount of power for what I need it for. You know, I'm not grinding welds off of a ocean liner or anything. I would like to see how well this will last with a couple of 8 amp hour batteries, but I think we've got a pretty good little tool here. And if Harbor Freight can keep their quality control up, then there'll be very few complaints on it.
Now for the important notice about the Inside Track Club. I had a month left, so I bought a 2-year update when I got the Bauer angle grinder and a few other things. Here's the important piece of information. Now keep in mind, I have not talked to Harbor Freight yet. This is just what happened. Harbor Freight did not make it an extension, which would have added 2 years to the remaining month. The current membership was canceled as if I never had it, and a 2-year membership was created with a new number. I lost the remaining month. If this is what they're doing, then there should be at least, at the very minimum, a store credit, with a little bonus on top for losing the remaining time on the membership. Harbor Freight starts reminding us about renewing 3 months from the month that the membership expires. If this is what's going to happen, folks will not renew until the membership expires, and then they will forget to renew. Sometimes Harbor Freight kicks the customers in the teeth as well as themselves. There are times when it appears that those making decisions have stopped thinking. I don't know how they will respond when I talk to them, but this is one of those things that an attorney general of a state finding out will call up their buddies in the rest of the states and offer them a real turkey shoot. So Harbor Freight, if this cannot be resolved, I'm talking theory now, I don't know if you will have enough members remaining to make this package worthwhile for you to offer. So let's see if Harbor Freight will fix this, not just for me, but for every member who has gotten stung. And to show that your heart is in the right place, Harbor Freight, how about tweaking the membership a bit by giving for members a 5% discount on anything not for sale, excluding parking lot service plans or memberships and the usual things like that. Let's make this as part of the perks for joining up. You haven't offered some of the perks that are mentioned in the propaganda, or I should say promotion. This can be in place of those features that have not happened, and as far as I know, have never happened. The goal of Harbor Freight is to get customers into the store or online. Having a 5% discount on non-sale items won't create any lines, but it's an additional incentive that simplifies the perks for membership. I'm not complaining, but others have. Besides, raising prices just because of inflation, you have added a little extra padding to boot. So there's plenty of room for a 5% membership discount on non-sale items. As for getting stiffed on the 1 month left on the membership, I'll let you folks watching know what Harbor Freight does to fix the problem. To be honest, it's hard not to blunder or make small or even large missteps these days in business. Instead of moving forward at a steady trot, that's horse talk, it seems that a business has to run at an all-out full sprint just to stay even. So let me offer you a suggestion, Harbor Freight. It would not cost Harbor Freight that much to hire me as a consultant on manuals and policies. My manuals and forms are still in use today after my being retired for over 10 years. I would be the one person that would not be sprinting, but laid back, taking my time to look at things and be an extra set of eyes to spot any missteps. Think of it as a proofreader that would double-check a letter or an article. I might even consider doing some videos on the care and feeding of some of the products. If you would be interested in such a proposal, let me give this as an opening price. How about paying it in store credit with a 2-year trial? Before I go, let me ask that if you think this video has been helpful, that you subscribe if you haven't already and click a thumb. Leave a comment agreeing or disagreeing with what I said, but keep it for mixed company. And of course, let others who you think might like what is being done here know about the channel. It doesn't have to be everybody, but maybe your closest 10,000 friends might like to know about the channel. Well, this is the old farmer, Scott Boehm. Be well. Be safe.
Don't forget to click like and click subscribe on the Old Farmer YouTube channel, and thanks again for watching. Bye.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.